Hey, it's Tigman. Time for this week's edition of the Metal Box, our weekly discussion on all things hard rock and heavy metal. This week at the Metal Box, we've got an interview with Jack Russell of Jack Russell's Great White. Had a great time with him talking about a variety of things. His new album, He Saw It Coming, out on Frontiers Music. Talk about some New York area dates coming in May. He's going to be playing in Buffalo and in Poughkeepsie. Also found out what band Jack Russell would like to sing for if given one opportunity. And even shared a laugh with some fan-submitted questions. Check it out here, a Metal Box exclusive.
Tigman, Jack Russell.
We got Jack Russell on the phone with us. Of course, everybody knows Jack Russell as singer for the band Great White. These days, fronting Jack Russell's Great White and a new album called He Saw It Coming, which is out now. Some great songs on this album, Jack. I'm loving it, including Sign of the Times, which is a song you guys are pushing. How does it feel to put out a new album now under the Jack Russell's Great White moniker? And what about the album title, He Saw It Coming? Tell us a little about that.
Well, okay. Well, you know, it feels awesome to have a new record out. I've been waiting for, a long time to do it. I wanted to wait till I felt I had the right band. And with the addition of Dan McNay on bass, I knew it was time to go into the studio. So now He Saw It Coming. The idea for that was based on my life story. When I was 5 years old, it's a Reader's Digest version. When I was 5 years old, I wanted to be an archaeologist. And for my 6th birthday, my parents bought me the Beatles' Help album. And I put it on, and I remember the day. I remember exactly what my record player looked like, the Capitol logo. And I heard it, and it was as if the heavens opened up, and I had this knowledge that I was going to be a rock singer. And I just put away all ideas of being an archaeologist and started heading for that goal.
Archaeology plan went right out the window.
Yep, so I wanted to be a rock star. The funny thing is, I turn around now, I'm a fossil.
As are all the quote 80s hair metal rockers. But Jack, you're still sounding great and good to see you out doing your thing, man.
Thank you. Yeah, it's awesome. I'm really blessed, to be able to have the life I have. 56 years old, my voice sounds like it does when I was 20. So.
It certainly does, man. I've had a chance to talk with you over the years several times. Last time I got to see you was actually where you're going to be coming back to, the Chance in Poughkeepsie a few years ago when you had your band in town and you played, and talked to you a little bit about how Great White always got lumped in as a, quote, 80s hair metal band, but I always thought, along with other people, that there was a lot more substance to Great White, more of a blues rock sound, which I love hair metal. I love the whole genre. What's your feeling about being put in the 80s hair metal genre? What's your feeling on that?
Well, it's a compliment and a diss at the same time, really. I think it's basically a shortcut to thinking.
Yeah.
When you categorize a band like us like that. Sure, we all had long hair, but, everybody in the 70s did too. So it wasn't a new thing,
Exactly.
I get it. There was a lot of bands that were just kind of bubblegum and wear eyeshadow and stuff like that, So it was a good time for music, I miss the 80s a lot, and, I wish I could go back there, but, it's time for something new, and this album expresses where I was at then and where I'm at now. It's a pretty big leap in a lot of ways, It's really diverse, and, as you said, there's a lot more substance now,
The new album He Saw coming out on Frontiers Music. You can pick it up, and we're going to get into tour dates in just a little bit, but I want to also talk about when I talked to you last time a few years ago. I told you a story about 20 years ago. Me and my buddy Joe went down to Florida for spring break, and we headed down to Panama City Beach, Florida, and we had just missed MTV. MTV had been there, and they had just packed up and left, and we're like, what are we going to do? There's still people around, but what are we going to do? I look up, I see Club La Vila, and I look up on the marquee, and it says, tonight, Great White in concert. I looked at Joe. I said, well, we know what we're doing. So we went and checked out the show, and it's you guys, Great White, hanging poolside, rocking out while all these college girls are running around in bikinis, jumping into the pool and stuff. That had to be one of the best gigs ever. Was it for you, Jack?
Yeah, that was fun, man. We used to play Spinnakers a lot,
Yes.
The club right next door.
Yeah.
And, that was cool. You see people in the hotel rooms looking down from their balconies, and La Vela was great. All those, both those clubs right next to each other, those were great times, man. We had a lot of fun,
Good times. You got dates coming up I want to mention. M3 Rock Fest, which is a big festival, annual event. It's going to be in April in Maryland. Rat, Tom Kiefer from Cinderella, Warrant, Dokken, and Jack Russell's Great White on the bill for that. You're also going to be in the New York area for a couple of shows in May. You'll be in Buffalo at a place called Venue on May 11th. And then the show that I'm going to be at, once again, May 12th, The Chance in Poughkeepsie. That's going to be a lot of fun to have you back there again.
Awesome. Yeah, I know. I love that place. I love outside of the city. The city itself, I like New York, but it's just too much concrete for me. I mean,
Right.
I have enough where I live.
Yeah.
But Manhattan's cool, but I'd rather have the suburbs are nicer,
I'm with you on that. One of my favorite covers was you guys doing Babe, I'm Gonna Leave You, the Zeppelin classic. Nobody could cover Led Zeppelin like Jack Russell and Great White.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. That was
that MTV
a last-minute
Unplugged?
thing. I had the idea to do it, and it just blew up. MTV started putting it, in regular rotation, and they actually had that version in a Led Zeppelin special. So it was, quite the honor,
Do you have time to answer a few fan questions that fans submitted?
Absolutely, man.
All right,
Absolutely.
let's roll through these real quick. A guy by the name of Paul Kelly wrote, with rock bands duetting with pop stars, for example, Linkin Park has a new song out with a pop artist by the name of Kiara. Would Jack Russell consider doing a song with like a Rihanna, a Katy Perry, or a Taylor Swift? Would you consider doing it?
Absolutely, absolutely. What's funny is I wrote probably one of the best songs I've ever written, and I haven't put it on tape yet. And it's a country song. I wrote it for a woman singer, and I would love to get together and collaborate with somebody or sing one of their songs. I would totally enjoy that. One thing I haven't done and I wanted to do, I'm supposed to do a duet with Lita, and that fell through. And I would definitely do that.
All right, cool. Maybe we'll see that down the line then.
I would hope so.
Well, Jason Gisser writes in, he says, is there an instrument that you once owned in the past that you sold that you wish you still had?
Yeah, 15 guitars.
They're all gone.
Yeah, they're all gone. They went to, let's say, a dubious friend of mine.
Okay.
I regret that a lot,
All right. And, Paul Tracy wants to know, this is a fun question. How did Great White get the role as the loaded blanks in the movie Made for Order, starring Ali Sheedy, the 1987 film? And I forgot about that. I had to go back on YouTube and look for it. And I'm like, oh, yeah, there's Jack and Great White on there.
God.
How did that work out?
I forget about it. You know what I mean? I don't know how that came about. Our manager somehow pulled that one off, and they wanted me to do the line, and I'm like, I'm not going to say somebody else is the singer. And I go, no way, a stupid ego. I would have made a lot more money, You
didn't even have a speaking role in that, right?
I could have, yeah. So, I don't know. I remember we sat in the trailer for like 12 hours drinking beer because they weren't ready for us. We had to be there at 6 a.m.
Yeah.
And then we didn't do our thing until the nighttime, so we were just plowed.
Right.
I can't believe we even got through it.
So you don't remember how that came about, how you ended up getting that role? Did you audition?
No, it was through my man. It would have been through Alan Niven, our manager at the time.
And one more question, Jack. Finster writes in, if you could sing one show for any other band, what band would it be? I think I might know the answer to this. Aerosmith.
Yep.
There you go. Without a doubt, probably the greatest American rock and roll band of all time. Would you agree?
Absolutely. Absolutely. They're, Steven Tyler, I bow down to that guy,
He's awesome.
As good as I sing, which, I mean that with all humility. I'm blessed. It's nothing to do with me. I just got very blessed. But, that guy he's just got such an amazing voice. In my mind.
Yeah, he is amazing. Steven Tyler's great.
I mean, second, of course, should be Zeppelin,
That's what I was thinking you were going to say. Yep.
Yeah, I would. But, with Bonham, not here anymore, it wouldn't be the same.
I hear you. Well, Jack, the new album, we want to tell people to go out and get it. He Saw It Coming on Frontiers Music. It's out, and I want to remind people about the dates in the New York area. Come on out. I've seen you, Jack Russell, with Jack Russell's Great White. It's such a good show. May 11th in Buffalo venue, and May 12th, Poughkeepsie at the Chance. It's going to be some great shows, and we're looking forward to seeing you again, Jack.
Yeah, you too, Jen. I really appreciate it, man. Thank you for the help and the support you've always given me and the band. I really appreciate it, brother. And appreciate all the fans. Thanks.
And that'll do it for this week's edition of the Metal Box. Thanks for tuning in. The Rock and Roll Limo has arrived. We'll see you next week.